I thought it was so unfair when YouTube stopped paying every creator ad revenue and then decided to still put ads on their videos but share nothing with the smaller channels. So I set out to find a way to fix this so any channel could get monetized no matter how big.
Would you ever signing a petition? It's to try and get YouTube to pay the creators that they're not paying.
Oh yeah, sure.
Now I knew it wasn't going to be easy taking on one of the world's largest companies.
Excuse me?
And the wider public didn't seem to care that much about the problem.
Not many people know about this. Okay, no worries, thank you.
But a year ago today, my life totally changed due to a video I made about monetization, and I was determined to make that happen for you too.
It's just a petition to help creative people earn more money because there's a corporation called YouTube that takes cash from them. We're just trying to get 100,000 different signatures. Only 99,998 left to go. Forget it, we've got 3 in like an hour. Okay, so taking to the streets didn't really work because the streets are flipping quiet where I live. The stuff the real world, I've come up with a better idea to help any YouTuber monetize their channel that doesn't involve the government and it's digital. And all I need to do now is make this monetization machine.
So I have absolutely no idea how to code, and I do want to do this well, so what I've done is booked a call with the developer. Hopefully he's going to help me get the ball rolling. So I'm going to talk to someone on Zoom like that. Play it cool, it's just a developer. Hey, let me just run you through this idea that I've got. So basically what I want to do is, right, that sounds good. What are we looking at in terms of cost? Right, so I seriously underestimated the cost of development, so I'm just going to try and make it myself. So I went on Amazon and bought a book to teach me all of the basics to get started. It's here. I was going to buy a course online, but it was like thousands of hours. So I thought, oh, stuff it, I'll get like a nice textbook to learn this. And they've not sent me a book, they've sent me a flipping tree. The size of it, the rat on it. I didn't exactly have 8 hours a day to learn this, so I had to fit in studying as and when I could.
Oftentimes, data must be ordered in a sequence to be useful.
There's so much weird terminology in coding. What is this word? Boolean. Boolean.
Boolean.
Boolean.
Boolean.
Boolean. And then tuple.
The tuple.
Tuple. With my newfound love of coding linguistics, I decided that maybe the best way to learn wasn't just to jump in and try to make my idea, but to instead to build something super basic to start off with. All right, so check this out. I've made some good progress, and I'm actually quite proud of this. I've made everyone's favorite computer game, Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto.
All right, I've made everyone's second favorite computer game, Pong. That should move the, no, it's not quite, it's getting there. It's in beta still. Is it beta?
Beta.
Beta. I've been saying that wrong my whole life. There we are. It just moves quite slow. It's more of like a meditation game, this, to teach you patience, maybe. It started out quite fun, but when I went back to coding my idea to monetize any YouTube channel, the reality of things started to hit home. I've not been a beginner in anything for ages, and I've completely forgotten how hard starting something new is. You just assume it's going to be easy, and it's not. It kind of reminded me of what YouTubers go through in the early days of their channel. Pretty much everything is against you. Everything's hard. Nothing makes sense. Nothing's fast. And it's no wonder so many people quit, but that's what makes me think getting rewarded is so important. Even a small amount can really help a creator's motivation and inspire them to keep going and just improve their enjoyment of the platform. And it has to be said, if you don't have money to throw at your channel, it is a lot harder to grow it. Because when you do, you can buy better kit and you can hire people to help, but not everyone has that money. So I do really want to get this right. It's just not quite as easy as I thought it might be. But I wasn't gonna let anything stop me. Off I went and got my Boolean on, toopling night and day, engulfing my coding book at every chance I had. I wrote some code that had 0 bugs for the first time ever, and even changed the colour of some text. I was unstoppable, until the rug got pulled out from under my feet and my face planted into the corner of my giant coding book. Let me explain what happened to you in YouTube terms. Imagine if you put all your effort into learning to write a script for your video, and then you thought, right, it's time to make this bad boy. You pick up the camera and realise, oh, hang on a second, I've not used a camera before, what do I do? And then you realise, oh, whoopsie, I forgot to learn to edit too. So all you have is a sheet of paper with a well-written script, but no ability to make the actual video. So you'd probably think forgetting about everything else would be a pretty big mistake to make, but actually, I've just done it. I'm writing a script, aka the code, or trying to, and I have no idea how to make the interface, or how to host it, or how to build a payment system, and then there's things like support. I don't want to have a situation like this. The current waiting time for support is 7.5 hours. So what my idea needs is basically a team of people to run it, not a guy You can't even say tuple. Tuple. But that's not actually the biggest problem. Let me explain. When you do eventually get monetized on YouTube, they take like 30% of the money that you make. And there are plenty of other platforms out there too, like Patreon, but they take about 12%. Now I'd hope to be able to cut down the commission to less than both of these platforms and still cover the cost of running this whole thing. But really, I just can't see that happening because it's too expensive to hire the team required to maintain this. And that leads me on to a decision I didn't really want to make, which is I can't outsmart Google or Patreon. So just like 90% of new YouTubers, I quit. I'm sorry, man. It's not gonna happen. Don't look at me like that. It's over. We just can't take on Google. I need you to go and be the tree that you were destined to be. I'll never forget you, Bookie. Bookie, I miss you, man. I'm gonna miss you. Hungry. A few weeks later, something kind of crazy happened.
My dog stepped on a bee.
No, not that. Something else. I had a video call with someone. It was networking around another project I had going on, and we had a chat. And at the end of the call, he said, "Oh, and by the way, Ed, if you ever have an idea for an app, let me know and I'll get the team to build it for you." So I just smiled and said, "Cool, thanks." Hung up. It occurred to me pretty much straight after that I did have an idea for an app. So I emailed them and said, "Actually, yes, I've got an idea for an app. It's like Pong, but the ball moves really slow." I didn't hear back. A few hours later, I remembered another idea I had for an app that might have actually interested them more. So I emailed him back, told him about it, and he said, "Sure, that's pretty simple. We'll start on that now. How much commission do you want to make?" And I was like, "Commission? What do you mean?" And they said, "Well, how much money do you want to earn from it?" And in a split second, my world turned upside down, which is kind of weird because you'd think I'd be happy about making money, but it just wasn't the case. Because I set out to build an app to reward YouTubers who put so much hard work into the early days and get nothing back. And before taking a larger commission made sense to run and build the thing, now there would be no cost for me at all. So if I took some of the money that people made, surely it would defeat the whole point of my idea. I mean, how could I take away the thing that I was trying to help people make? But on the other side, well, it's potentially a lot of money for myself every month. So you see the dilemma, right? I mean, what would you do with that extra cash? And this decision weighed on me like crazy, until I finally decided to go to the ultimate source of wisdom to help me make the decision that was keeping me up at night. Hi, Mum.
Hi.
I've got a problem,
Oh,
and I wondered if you could help. So basically, what's happened is...
well, I think you should do whatever makes you happiest, really.
And now you're about to witness a channel with 0 subscribers make $300 using my idea. And I'm also going to show you how you could make thousands simply as a result of watching this video. And I'm going to show you how my idea works, as well as reveal how much of the reward that you make you actually get to keep. But first, let's monetize a channel. It's as simple as that. So the app has got 2 options that are going to make you some money. Option 1, you know that large button that bigger channels now have that says tip on it? Well, now everyone has that using this app, but you don't get a giant button on your channel. Instead, what you get is a link which you can put here, and then in your videos, it's as simple as asking people to tip via the link. Even if you have 1 subscriber, it doesn't discriminate. And then option 2 is pretty cool, and it's going to make your viewers become part of your channel's journey and history. What it is a community building reward feature. And all you do is add a photo of an item that's going to make your content better that you'd love to buy, set the amount you need to raise to get it, and then ask for viewers to help support you so that you can buy it. It's your own crowdfunding platform. And then anyone who donates to either one of these options can leave their message of support to you. And that's it. It's simple. But how much of your hard-earned reward will you lose in commission? Well, the guys who built this for me have agreed to have no fees at all at the start of the app's life. But over time, the transaction fees will rise to 2.9% commission to avoid losing them a lot of money, which after seeing how much work goes into this, it feels pretty fair. And then I decided that it was only fair for me to take my mum's advice. So as far as I know, this might be the world's cheapest creator crowdfunding app, because I'm taking nothing. And actually, I want to give you your first reward too. I've got $3,000 waiting to be donated to YouTubers who are working their butts off on small, unmonetized channels. To get a piece of this, all you have to do is read the description below this video and enter. And if you don't want to rely on TipBooth and want that good old-fashioned ad revenue, then learn how to get monetized in 6 weeks by clicking this video here. And thank you so much for your support. I'm off to make an app that writes, records, and edits your videos for you. It might take a while.